You're watching Mental Health with Marcie, and I'm Marcie. In today's video, we are going to talk about perfectionism again, specifically the quote, be the best or don't do it at all. And so I'm sure this has been something lots of people have said over the years, but I recently heard it specifically from Charlie D'Amelio, TikTok star on the D'Amelio show. I promise this isn't what we're always going to talk about, but I have just never had something resonate with me so much than that sentence. And I was like, I have to talk about this. And it's like, she's just like in my head. And I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. And it's just, I've just never felt that kind of being seen, I guess. And so let me explain. So, kind of how I am, and if you watch the show, how Charlie kind of displays herself is that, I want to be the best at whatever I do. And so it's you either work towards being the best and like you are the best, or you just don't do it, because I don't like to be anything other than, I want to say perfect, but I really do mean the best. I have such a competitive spirit in me. And I mean, competition inherently in and of itself isn't a bad thing, but when you have that comparison logic, and we have any Brené Brown fans here in The Gifts of Imperfection, she talks about this idea of comparison, how you're comparing yourself to other people and how you'll never live up to it, blah, blah, blah. I'll link her book down below if you want to check it out. But yeah, it's just this idea that you're always comparing yourself to someone else and always wanting to be better than someone else. And that like fits me to a T. And again, it doesn't sound, well, maybe it sounds bad, but like it doesn't sound inherently bad when you think about it. You're like, oh, well, you just want to be good at something, so you're going to put in work to do that. However, here's where the catch comes in, is that you really, I don't want to say you can't be the best, but it's really hard to be the actual best at anything. And there's always room for improvement with anything that you do. And so it's like you're always setting yourself up for failure. That idea of perfectionism, trying to achieve this unattainable, unachievable goal. And so it's just setting yourself up for disappointment, because you can't really be the best at anything, because again, there's always something you could have done better. There's always something more you could have done. And that just breeds a really unhealthy mindset in my experience, because it's like I work and I work and I work and I expect to have this great validation, reward, feeling amazing about it. But then I'm always just, in Brené Brown logic, always looking on to the next thing and not being satisfied with what I have accomplished, or not even celebrating those accomplishments. And so that's where this striving to be the best can be really toxic, especially if you are comparing yourself like to people around you, friends and family, if you think you haven't achieved this or that in life yet. And that can be really unhealthy, because it breeds all that negative self-talk. But it also, it doesn't matter. Like, even if you achieve, what your quote unquote goal is, that doesn't mean that you're just like, okay, well, this is my happiness now, right? Like, I bought a house, so like I'm happy now. Like, that's not how that works. It's like you're always looking for that next thing to level up to be the quote unquote best. And the other half of it is, or don't do it at all. And this is really dangerous, specifically for me, because it really disincentivizes you from trying new things. Because if you ever tried something new, you're probably not the best at it the first time you've tried it. And that's the thing that I get really frustrated with, is that I want to be the best at it. So that it's like, never mind, I'm not going to do this. If I'm not good at it, I'm not going to do it. And so it can be really hard to put yourself out there and try new things and really experience new things of life. And even like maybe it is something you could get better at, but when you start, like it's not like you're gonna start at the highest level. And so it's just something where I don't like to be bad at things, and so I just don't want to do them. Like a silly example is I'm really, really bad at using chopsticks. Like the worst. Maybe not the worst, but pretty bad. And so even like with practice, I would always get frustrated because I just would never want to do it because I was bad at it. And like I knew that I was bad at it, and I could like just get frustrated. And it's like I could like learn how to do it and focus on that, but it's like, no, let's just not do it at all. If I'm bad at it, like let's just not, because then I'm just going to be the best at everything that I do. And then if I'm not good at something, I'm just not going to do it. And so it really closes you off to a lot of possibilities that maybe you would really enjoy. And also, note to self, you don't have to be good at something to enjoy it, you know? What a concept. I'm talking to myself like in this way, not to you like that. But it's like in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do something, I have to be the best at it. Like I have to be amazing at yoga or whatever, know how to do it all and be like super amazing. Or otherwise I can't do it. But it's like some things you can just enjoy in life and not have to be the best at. And again, I say this in a joking manner because I'm just like laughing at my own self because I always turn everything into a competition where it's like, have to be the best, Marcie. Like, have to be amazing at everything. And it's like, some things like hobbies and just other things, just, I mean, anything in life, you don't have to be striving for this perfection. You can just enjoy yourself, you know, which if you're anything like me, living in the moment and enjoying the present moment, just enjoying life as it comes is not easy at all. Always anxious about the next thing, anxious about if I'm the best at something, and it's really hard to just experience something and just enjoy it, or just be like, this is okay. I'm not the best. Like even this, like I know I'm not the best at painting my nails. I do my own nails and I'm not the best. Like they don't look perfect. If I'm like looking at them myself. But yeah, they don't look perfect and they never will. Mostly because I'm not patient enough to go slow enough. But they're very shiny though. I'm a fan. Anyway, but I am not the best at it. And it still frustrates me, but I'm trying to realize that being the best, it's not about being the best at painting your nails. It's about, hey, I like my nails being painted and sparkly and pretty, and I like that and I enjoy it and it makes me happy. And sometimes like that's enough and that should be enough. And it's just hard sometimes because I always want to reach that quote unquote level of perfection, and it's just not there. And so allowing myself, it's not possible, and allowing myself to really do things that I know I'm not good at, or I know I'm not good at first, is, again, it's a struggle, but I'm trying. I'm trying to think of another example of something I've tried that I'm not good. I mean, I'm not good at a lot of things, to be honest with you. That's why I just don't do them. Again, we are a work in progress here. You know that I do not preach that I am magically cured here and I got this all figured out. I do not have anything figured out, clearly. But yeah, no, I'm bad at a lot of things, actually. But yeah, I try to avoid them, which is why I should, or don't like to use the word should here. I can, or if I want to, I can, explore something, try something new, and recognize that it's okay if I'm not amazing at it at first, because that's just crazy to think about. Like, of course you're not going to be amazing at ice skating the first time you've tried it. You're not going to be amazing at anything you do. Like, if you just do it one time and you've never done it before, what do you expect? In my mind, I expect to just skip all that work stuff and just be amazing. But that's not how that works. So lesson to myself is about realizing that I don't need to be the best at everything. Sometimes you can just enjoy life, maybe. What a thought. And then also that I don't want to close myself off to those opportunities for trying new things, even if I'm not quote unquote good at them at first. Because there's so many things that maybe I haven't tried before that I'm just afraid to because I don't want to be bad at them, but I would really enjoy it, or I really, could get quote unquote good on it. So good at it. So anyway, those are just my thoughts, but it really struck a chord in me. And I'm like, oh, that's me. That's me not wanting to try anything or do anything I'm not good at. And it's really been a process in learning that, I don't want to limit myself and restrict myself because I'm so afraid of trying something and failing, quote unquote failing. Even though it's not a failure, it's just like you need practice with anything. And so it's a hard dialogue, especially if you struggle from perfectionism or anxiety or anything like that. It's definitely a struggle. So if you feel this way, definitely know you're not alone. No, I ain't got it figured out either. So we are in this together. So thank you so much for watching, and stay well, my friends.